Konami Studios. Mighty Morphin, issue number 6. The Power Rangers continue to investigate some weird stuff going on. The last couple issues we focused very heavily on everything happening with the Green Ranger, who he was, how he got into this world, why he chose to become the Green Ranger. And this time around, he's not in the book, so we're focusing back on our Mighty Morphin team. And it's pretty fun, you know? It's the stuff we've seen before from these characters in a really cool way. You know, I say it every issue, and I'm going to reiterate it again here. The art looks fantastic. Marco Renna, it looks really good. It's clean, it's fast, it's bright, it's different. It's got a very distinctive look, very Power Rangers feeling, and I like that a lot. So we cut back to another flashback with Zordon. Him and Zardos are like going through their Zardos. I said Zardos like that weird Sean Connery movie. Him and Zardos are going through like, you know, there's fighting some aliens, doing some stuff. You can see the tensions are rising between them because of course Zordon was just promoted, and Zardos is like, I don't think you're worthy of this title. And they have the tensions rising between them. But he's like, look, if you trust me, I promise we'll get through this and everything will be fine. Like, I don't think I deserved it either. It should have been you, but I suppose there's a reason I'm here. And Zardos is like, yeah, it's probably because she sees something in you, like the High Priestess, whoever sees something in you. Hopefully that's something worthy. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, buddy. And we also see they stumble across some weird-looking castle, and it says, like, Band Palace or something. You're like, okay. I wonder what that's going to be connected to, if it's going to have like some resignation maybe with like the Zords or like the Ranger coins or something. It's a weird looking palace. It's very fun to see. So we cut back to the present day, and we see that the Power Rangers are fighting against some evil putties again. Like, it's looking like some cool action. And this time around, they are working with the military. So the Marines show up, and they're like, all right, we have to get inside this dome of Angel Grove to figure some stuff out. The Power Rangers can't do it their way. We're going to try blowing it up with some big, like, tank gunfire. And it doesn't really work. All it does is get more putties to come out, and these ones are flying, so it looks like Lord Zed actually is being a capable villain this time, and he's actually releasing some very powerful putties. You're like, okay, they're kicking ass. They're trying to take down these flying putties. It's not really working. The military has to retreat, and so do the Power Rangers. So then we cut back to the Power Rangers base, and we see that was a General Nolan, is what they call him? Yeah. He's like the Marine head who's talking to them. He's like, you know, it's been 23 days. Nothing has happened. I think we have to discuss all options, including nuclear bombs. And everyone's like, we cannot drop bombs on a city inhabited by people. It's not a good idea. But again, the Marines, they're going to do their own thing. I get why people betray the military is sometimes very aggressive, but it's like, really, a nuke for this? The Power Rangers have fought these people how many times, and you want to drop a nuke? Like, okay, whatever works. So tensions are rising. Nobody really knows what to do. Billy is going to have to figure out a plan with Zordon on how to get everything going. I mean, we get some more, like, tension between all of our characters, just having fun. Rocky's a little upset because he was saving some of these like bottle caps for his sister to paint, and you realize that Kimberly threw them away, and you know, just like building up the tension between the team here. It's pretty fun. You know, giving Rocky something to do is pretty cool because he's the Red Ranger. Everyone expects him to be like the cool hero, but he's kind of a loser. And I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of Rocky. He's probably my least favorite. And this just adds to that. Aisha, though, she's becoming my favorite because you see Tommy trying to be like the leader, and she's like, oh, good for you. Just like that Christian Bale yelling at the guy on the Terminator set. Good for you. You know, just like, what do you think's going on here? They're probably dead. You know, everyone inside there is probably dead. We're going to have to deal with the fact that everyone we knew and loved is probably dead inside that dome. Aisha just telling it how it is. I think that's very cool. I mean, it's fun. It's pretty fun stuff. Again, it's very silly. So we see that, you know, that, what's the alien's name that came there, was dating Skull for a bit there. She's helping out Billy and Zordon. They're trying to figure out a plan to figure stuff out. But they're just reminiscing about, like, her time on you know, Zordon's home planet, and everyone's just like, oh, it's really fun. You know, I bet Zardos would like to see you again. And you know, Zordon's like, what? That old still alive? Really? He's like, oh yeah, Eltarians last longer than you'd ever expect now, Zordon. Like, we can live for tens of thousands of years. And it's amazing. You know, you'd love it. You should come back and see it. He's like, I'm just a head in the glass, lady. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but hey, we'll see what happens. Could be fun. You know. And we see that, you know, Alpha 5's like, oh, I'm detecting a broadcast. And before we get that, we cut to a great scene. Because don't forget, kids, don't forget people reading this. This is a bunch of people in high school, so we have to build up some tensions. And again, Tommy and Kimberly get into a little argument because he's like, did you know it was Matt? Like, did you know he was the Green Ranger? And they're just starting to fight. Like, of course she didn't. Why would she know that? And they're getting into an argument for no apparent reason other than we need to fill out some pages and add some tension between these two. it is whatever it is. And she's like, I'm mad. Like, you're mad. Like, what's going on here? And again, Kimberly's like, I know you're mad. Quit saying you're not mad. Like, shut up, Tommy. You're an asshole. But Billy calls him back in. They get a message from Grace. It's like really buzzed out, but hopefully they can find a way to get inside the perimeter and maybe do something from the inside to figure it out. So they do manage to find a way to get in. They're fighting some more putties on the way there. And then we see that the alien lady comes with them, and she's got the Guardians of Eltar, and she's got like a nice armor. Everyone thinks it's a very cool armor, so they bow their way, and they do manage to get inside of the weird dome border thing. And when they get inside, everything looks like a ghost town. Like there's nothing standing up there. Everything is dark and just empty, and you're like, okay, that's not what I was expecting. Like, there's not even any putties in here. But suddenly, as they are talking, who appears but Goldar and the Green Ranger for some reason, like hashtag why is the Green Ranger here? And we're just trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? So is Grace working with like Lord Zed, because we got some of like her agents there with the Green Ranger and Goldar with the putties, ready to take down the Power Rangers. And you're like, that's some weird tension we're building up. Interesting to see how that could look. I think it's very exciting. I'm curious to see where that storyline's going to go. It's kind of fun. So that's where the book ends. And it's a really fun read. You know, I like that they're setting up some stuff with Zordon. I think that's very fun because obviously I do believe that's going to come back in some big way. I'm not sure how yet. But they do it every now and then where we see the Zordon stuff. Again, the artwork is fantastic. I like that we're kind of got like a ticking time bomb now, that if we don't solve things at a certain time, the nukes are going to come flying down and things are going to be dropped upon this city. That makes sense to me. I think that's very cool. The stuff where it's like Aisha's kind of like thinking everyone's dead, I enjoy. The rest of it, I'm like, okay, the stuff with Rocky and Kimberly and Tommy, you're not doing enough to sell me that these characters are worth reading more about, but hey, it's Power Rangers. Of course I'm going to read about it. I'm very curious to see where it goes. I think it's fun. I know people are big fans of Kimberly and Tommy. I'm a fan of Kimberly. Kimberly's one of my favorites. I'm not a big fan of Tommy. I was more of like a Billy kid, but maybe that's because I wore glasses. Who knows? But it's fun. It's fun stuff. It's a great book, and it set up some great storylines. So I'm very excited to see what the next issue is going to be. If we're going to have a fight, or maybe like a double agent Green Ranger, he's playing both sides. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So Mighty Morphin issue number 6, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.